So we did have that new series get introduced to Shonen Jump, Ayashimon. Did you read the first chapter?
Yes.
It's fucking great. I love that first chapter. I love that first chapter.
I wanted to be a manga hero, so I did their training.
Yep.
And I am now a manga character. And I'm just like, my God, it's Saitama again.
What's up, everyone? Welcome into Anime Plus episode 57. My name is Alex with Sparky Theory. Hopefully you're having an incredible day. If you are watching this on YouTube, our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sparky3, then you can see that there is no actual visuals. In true Sparky3 fashion, we had a tech problem. The computer's wanting to act up today. No big deal. We just decided to kind of just move on because I'm personally in hardcore vacation mode. We are going to be on a break next week. Anime Plus 58 will return on December 7th. With me in studio, I do have Zach. Zach, buddy, how you feeling today?
Low tech episode once again.
Tech, yeah.
Miss these days.
Yeah, that's right. This is a throwback.
The only difference here is that we each have our own table and we're like 3 feet away from each other's faces.
Yeah, we were right there at my desk, just right across from each other back in the day. So this is a nice little throwback for us. Kind of relaxing in a way. It is kind of relaxing. I feel much more relaxed. Right now.
I don't have to mess with buttons, so
bingo. Yeah, so it's not too bad. But hey, if you want to support us and make sure that we don't have these low tech issues, you can always like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're feeling very generous, you can go check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Sparky3. Shout out to Andy, our tier 1 patron. Appreciate the hell out of you. But don't feel obligated. Just be a friend, tell a friend that you're watching and listening, and we would definitely appreciate that. And also go follow us at Twitter at Anime Podcast. That'd be pretty cool. You can stay up to date with all the latest greatest that's going on in the anime manga industry, as I share it all the time, or Josh does, either or. And also check out Anime Plus News. I do apologize for Anime Plus News this week. It did not go up.
I did enjoy watching our Twitter feed.
My bad.
It's your live play-by-play of everything. It's going up tomorrow, guys. It might not be going up today, guys.
Man, dude, I just got home that afternoon, right after work, and I was home for 2 minutes, and I immediately came in here. I'm like, okay, I need to knock this out because I have some other shit that I want to do and need to do. Record it, good episode, good energy. Went to go export it, whatever. Start getting the audio exported from the caster. Go to the video, fucking corrupted.
No.
I understand it's only like a 10, like that one was like a 15-minute, one, but it's still just like, I have shit to do. I mean, and I understand I could have redone it and posted another day, but I'm just like, fuck it. We'll be back next week. It is what it is, dude. It's no big deal. No, while this show is going to be on a break next week, Anime Plus News will still be coming out on Monday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, so don't worry about that, because I got a lot of shit to talk about. A lot of shit to talk about that's come out this week, like the new One Piece movie officially announced, which that One Piece movie is obviously from the logo itself. Is very much going to be focused on, looks like it's going to be focused on Shanks, so that's going to be an interesting little talking point there. So Anime Plus News is still going to happen. You can also check out Lighthearted Gamers, Terrible Football Show, and talking about movies and stuff. We'd appreciate if you check out all those. And definitely, I will say, check out A Terrible Football Show, because we've got some interesting changes here coming. We had a guest on episode 9, and that guest could be a permanent co-host for us. His name is Shane Marks. He is a Twitch affiliate. Make sure you can go check him out at Twitch I Am Razor. It was a good conversation with him. So if you guys are a football fan, you could go definitely check that out. And with Lighthearted Gamers, we've got some cool stuff going on, where episode 66 will be the Black Friday episode. Be shit talking Activision Blizzard. Be talking about Halo Infinite. And what was the other thing that we had on the slate? I don't remember. There was something else.
Yes, there's going to be something else.
And then we have the live stream that we're doing on December 9th.
Woo!
For the Game Awards. Oh, that's what it was. Game Awards, the nominees. That was the other thing.
Sure.
Is nominees reactions.
Cool.
Yeah, that was the other one, yeah.
All right.
So, anyway. Before we actually jump into the anime chats for the week, Zach, you got anything?
So speaking of the One Piece film, what is with the new generation One Piece films just being colors?
I didn't think about that.
Well, except for Z. Z was the first one.
Stampede, but yeah, then, gold and now red.
Yeah.
Did you see Oda's comment on this movie?
No.
So He said that he's tired of drawing like old grandpas. And he wanted to draw like a little female character, and that's what inspired for this movie. And I'm like,
No.
that's I'm very confused.
God dang it, Oda.
I'm very, very confused, Oda. But I like the comment, I'm tired of drawing old grandpas.
So I assume Shanks is going to find a lolly he has to protect?
That's my guess. That's my guess.
Cool.
I do think we got a release date on that. I think it was August. It's coming out in Japan of next year.
Ends up just being Child Luffy in a dress the entire time.
Oh, no. No. Oh, hey, speaking of Luffy, I did see for the 1000th episode of One Piece that's going on tomorrow, they are going to completely, pretty much shot for shot with current, attires and visuals, the original We Are opening.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they showed up a couple of side-by-side shots of one of where like Luffy's spinning the hat on his finger, and then there was another shot of Luffy, and it looks pretty legit. I thought that was pretty cool. I'll have to check out that opening. I don't really have anything.
Speaking of that, made me think of something that I've watched recently. There's a group in Japanese indie group, if I'm remembering their name correctly, called Meet Me Saturday, where they have a YouTube channel which they do mix covers of anime songs with anime songs, and they just did one of Case Closed versus Pokemon, and I just thought, God, each of these series has a crap ton of openings.
True.
And then One Piece is sort of getting up there now too.
Oh yeah, it is. But you know what's wild to me when it comes to One Piece? I guess it's because I'm not a One Piece fan, but also like I'm not a fan of some of these really great openings. I feel like One Piece doesn't have a lot of standout openings.
It doesn't.
Like We Are is the only standout one, and that one's okay. Like, I mean, like I've never seen anyone rave about a One Piece opening like they do, like, let's say Naruto with like Sign or Silhouette or some others, whatever.
Well, because One Piece isn't usually rock.
True.
They're more mellow and happy-go-lucky, sort of like the crew.
Yeah. One thing, I did watch all 6 episodes of Arcane that's currently out.
I need to watch those.
And I'm very excited for the next 3 coming out tomorrow.
Act 3, yeah.
Yeah, I am very excited for that. I really enjoyed those 6 episodes.
I mean, all the animations and stuff I've seen looks really good.
It is really solid, man. It is really solid. Still enjoying Comey Can't Communicate as well. That is still very good. I definitely recommend that over at Netflix. I think that's all I've kind of checked out of the blue. Other than that, just watching the normal stuff. But yeah, Arcane, really good. Really, really. I'm kind of upset that it's just going to end with 9 episodes.
I mean, I'm not. I'm more upset that it took Riot this long to actually do an animation.
That's fair. That's with the amount of fucking lore that they have, and they spend the time creating for everyone. That's fair.
People have been demanding them make an animated series ever since they did their first full cinematic trailer of, I think, what was it? I think it was like after season 2 or 3 in the game, they finally released a full cinematic trailer, which just looked phenomenal.
It is a shame it took them this long to do. I mean, it took them a long time to just branch out from the game.
Oh, yeah, no, they held on to League for years, and just within the past year or two.
We've gotten like TFT, we've gotten Wild Rift, now Arcane.
They opened up Riot Forge, which was just getting a bunch of different other developers to make games, because we got Ruin King now, that just came out along with the Hexamech? I forget, but it's a rhythm game with Ziggs and Heimerdinger.
Ah.
and then they just announced when they did the shadow drop of Ruin King and stuff of 2 more games coming through out of Riot Forge.
Gotcha. All right, well, we can go ahead and get into the anime chats. I'll run through Demon Slayer in like a minute.
Damn.
I mean, it's still the same. It's still the movie.
It's shot for shot?
Yeah, it's still shot for shot. We get to see some, Inosuke action. That's cool. Zenitsu wakes up. We get to see his little moment. Rengoku got to go fast. The stuff with the conductor. They cut the neck. The train crashes. That's the end of the episode. There you go. If you saw the movie, you know exactly everything that happened in that episode. I mean, it's still fun to watch. I mean, I didn't hate watching it. I was like, oh yeah, this is good. I know I could just go watch the movie, but I kind of don't want to commit an hour and a half of my time right now. I want to go play a game. So I was like, oh, this is cool. I mean, it's still fun to watch, but it's still shot for shot at the moment. You just
taking it in bits and pieces.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Just as of right now, I'm just because I'm not like in a mood to, like I said, sit down and commit an hour and a half. So this is fine. I know what happens next, so I'm good.
I'll wait a week to watch the next part.
Yeah, I will say I do kind of speed it up a little bit, just because I'm trying to confirm. It's like, all right, is there anything different? You know, I know they said could be a couple new scenes and new music and stuff, but I don't fucking know if there is or not. I haven't seen it yet.
Probably wait till like the last 2 episodes.
That's what I'm thinking too, like the episode 6 and 7, because episode 8 will begin the Entertainment District arc, which I did see was confirmed. I think for 11 episodes. I think is what that will be.
Okay.
So that kicks off on the 5th. So I'm looking forward to. That's going to be a fun ride. That is going to be a very fun ride. So where do we want to go from here? Do you want me to hit my Sakugan stuff, or do you want to hit Yashahime?
I mean, we can talk about Yashahime and what it was.
Uh-oh. Doesn't sound very promising.
So first off, the episode. So it's supposed to be a Moroha episode, from what I got from the preview trailer.
That's cool.
And then it starts with a shot of Toa and Setsuna chilling on a random set of rocks. Setsuna playing a violin, Toa playing her new flute sword thingy, and just some asshole rock fiend shows up and throws rocks. He says stone bullet, but it's literally him rocket robot fist launching his hand at them. Because literally it's just a nice scene of them playing a song together and just rock bullet. I was like, this asshole can't even enjoy music. Yeah, there's them two wrecking him and his little. He turns into 3 little minions and they go yelling at him, "We're gonna go get our boss!" Runs away. Then it finally goes to Moroha and her in a random cave with a bunch of other fiends bad mouthing her because apparently she somehow finally gained an actual reputation as the demon slayer, Moroha. That some weaker demons are actually scared of her. That happens, then the little furball that works for the Joggin. I can't even remember.
I don't remember his name, but
he's apparently a exiled prince of the Tanukis, and he's been called back.
Of course he is.
So he asked Moroha to guard him, which leads to Moroha meeting, I think his name's Hachi. From the original series, he was the little rat Tanuki who turned into like the little wisp balloon and everything. He was also the one that carried Moroha away when Inuyasha and Kagome got jeweled.
Right.
And more or less he sees Moroha as like, "Lady Moroha, I was the one who took you away from your parents." And she's like, "You knew my parents?" "Yeah, they were fine people." And makes Moroha just completely believe that when she saw him in the previous episode, that was the afterlife and that they're both dead.
Oh.
I was like, Hachi, you're an ass.
That's an asshole move, man.
I mean, he has no reason to believe they're not dead, but that's still an asshole move, bro.
Yeah, true.
He's just like, because she's just like, "You're sure they're dead?" He's like, "Well, they were being attacked by Shishomaru and Giranmaru, and I haven't seen them in a while.
So, yeah, maybe.
I'm guessing they're probably dead."
Well, fuck. Guess you're an orphan.
I'm just like, damn, Hachi. I mean, I get your logic, but damn, bro. She's like 11. And it goes back to Toa Setsuna. They did fight the rock thing again. The big boss shows up. They wreck it as well.
I'm a wreck it.
And then it's a whole thing of Setsuna trying to push away Toa because she doesn't feel like she's strong enough to be able to protect Toa. But Toa's Toa, and if Setsuna's not within eyesight, she has to cry Setsuna and look for her. Crap, can't remember. Sango's brother's name.
Don't ask me, dude.
The leader of the Demon Slayers, he rolls up because there's apparently some big fight going on and the Demon Slayers are being called. So he goes and finds Setsuna and Toa and spends half the episode trying to show Toa's weakness. So if she can't run. Toa does not have the mentality to run. So she naturally doesn't dodge either. So she just keeps taking attacks, which keeps getting her beat up. So he spends like half the episode trying to prove that to Toa. And I felt like we got nowhere with that. So they're just going to leave Toa behind, and Setsuna and the Demon Slayers are going to go join some big fight. Moroha is helping the little Tanuki prince to go, and I guess it didn't really specify, but I guess they're going to go remove the evil Tanuki. He's sort of taking over the clan. And There's a big castle with a sentry eye, and they're just like, yeah, we need to sneak in. And Moroha goes like, I bet I can run fast enough where it won't see me. And they're just like, what? And naturally Moroha runs and immediately gets spotted and frozen. And then more Tanuki Knights show up, and that's where the episode ends. Moroha being stuck about to get wrecked.
Okay. I like the orphan thing.
Freaking Hachi's messed up.
I like the Hachi thing.
Hachi's an ass.
What an asshole, dude.
Like that entire time with that going on, I was like, God damn, Hachi. She's 11. And you're just going to straight up tell her parents are dead.
All right, well, I guess I can hop over to Sakugan. We are recording this on Friday this week. We normally record on Thursdays when Sakugan and Platinum End comes out. And since I work, I'm usually a week behind on Sakugan. I'm actually caught up. I've watched episode 6 from last week and 7 of this week. I liked 6 a lot more than 7 there because there was a couple of little tidbits in 6 that I really enjoyed. And 7 was entertaining. I'm looking forward to 8 for sure. So there's only a couple things about 6 that I do want to point out that I really fucking loved. The episode immediately starts off like this really like almost like epic, like seductive-esque, like Gagamba like monologue. He's like, hey, I'm Gagamba. It's like, on the streets, I'm known as Gale Force Gagamba. I'm sure you've heard of me. Oh, you haven't? Huh? Yo, you tease. And just like that, he's just like,
Is he trying to pick up women again?
Yes.
Damn it!
So he's doing a monologue to like you as the viewer. He's just like, oh, I've been running around, doing this and doing some jobs and came into a lot of money. I'm going to go invest this money, but don't tell Memempa that. And he's got like a bag full of gold. And he's going into a fucking casino.
There it is.
And then there's just like scenes of him just winning and winning and winning. He's got like chicks all around him. He's got like 6 women at one time. He's winning every single match. He's betting everything. And he's constantly winning. And then he loses everything. Literally everything.
House always wins.
Yep. Literally loses everything. Every single dime. And
my one thing is, this is still all underground, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So then after that, him and Mempa are still trying to dodge Zaklutu, who he still owes 1 million units to. And then they get captured by the first fucking character who has a somewhat normal name. We get introduced to the character of Yuri. And I was like, oh, thank God, normal name, boys. Here we go. But then, of course, we get introduced to his brother, which is like Fidelio. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, come on.
They must have hated Yuri.
Yuri's actually going to be one of our characters. His character's been teased in the opening this entire time, as well as Zaklutu was. This character, both Zaklutu and Yuri join Gagamba and Memempa. So they're part of the team now. They're part of the squad. And we also get introduced, once again, these weird-ass names to a colony called Arya. Yeah, Arya. That's the colony. I'm like, what's up with these names, dude?
It sounds like they went with some word and then they went, let's take out these syllables.
Yeah, man, it's wild. So when it comes to Arya, like there's like this big push that like everyone's equal. It's like we're equal opportunities and stuff like that.
The 1920s?
That's kind of proposed as, and Yuri kind of scoffs at it, whatever.
That was sort of dark. I'm sorry for that joke.
It kind of was. That's why I was gonna gloss over it. I was gonna just let it go and move on. Had to circle back around to it.
Yeah, no, I had to.
Anyway, so Gagamba and Memempa are currently prisoners to this gang, Yuri and his team, whatever, and they bring them underground, to underground the underground, the sewers of this city.
Okay.
And Memempa's just like, why are you guys living in here? I thought everyone lived equal. Everyone starts laughing at her. She's a little kid, and whatever. She's just buying into what the president of this university was saying. Who's like, even though he's the president of the university, it's like he's the mayor of the town or something. I don't know. That's how he's hailed at least. Everyone starts laughing at, and then one character does say that everyone has equal work opportunities, but then it's like the rest of the episode kind of contradicts that, in my opinion. But that's what they said. But the reason I want to point that out is because they said, everyone gets equal work opportunities. We're just all stupid. And I'm just like, oh my God.
What?
The cast of characters like, yeah, we're just stupid. We can't make it, basically. That's basically how one character worded it. I'm like, okay, whatever. So, and then we've come to find out that Zaklutu is the one that's running this group. Yeah, and Zaklutu is the one that's in charge of this team and had them go capture Gamba and Memempa because she wants the money. And this is another moment that I really did enjoy of this episode. of where, you know, they're just like, Memempo's just like, you know, we don't have the money to pay you. We can't do that. And Ganba's just like, it's like, yeah, it's like what she said. We don't have the money. And then Yuri pulls up a little tablet and flipping through shots of Ganba at the casino with a bunch of women and gold and living up life. And then fucking Memempo, stone cold, like ultra fucking instincts from one side of the screen to the other side of the screen, still pointing her finger, because originally she was pointing at Zakutu and them. Ultra instincts over and starts pointing at Ganba. She's like, throw him in the brig. He's going to get what's coming to him. So that was really enjoyable. And then the rest of the episode kind of just showed like this group of people doing multiple robberies and stuff, just trying to stay alive, essentially.
Okay.
You get some touches on Yuri's backstory where, you know, he just stole bread and he basically lost his arms because of it. He has mechanical arms. He stole bread for like his little brother and stuff, got the shit beat out of him by a cop, just stuff like that. Sad backstory, trademark backstory. Now, the other tidbit that I really enjoyed that I'm excited to see more on, because I've been excited to see more on this literally since episode 1, is more on Gungampa's history. Like, I want to see more on what he did as a marker, what happened. And this episode teased that, because in this episode, Yuri is all gung-ho, like, let's keep doing this, let's keep doing that, let's hit the university, let's hit the tower, let's do this. And Fidelio is just like, his brother's like, hey, you know, we're finally getting some stuff kind of brought in. Like, we're living a somewhat decent life, we're getting food and shit. Like, let's like pump on the brakes a little bit. Like, let's not overdo it. And Yuri's like, oh no, gung ho about it. And like, you know, in this episode, Gungampa's almost like the wisdom guy, because he keeps like, you know, because he's the adult and he keeps telling these kids like, you know, like, you know, I may be a failure, but I'm a failure for a reason. I've already done a lot of this shit. And there was one flashback scene with him and a character named Rufus, and they were talking where Gampa's just like, all right, Rufus, I'm leaving, whatever, blah, blah. And he goes to walk away, and then it's just like quick flashes of just blood everywhere. So I'm assuming Rufus died, obviously. And Gampa's just kind of like, you know, remembering this in kind of a sad moment, and then kind of went on from there. So that was a nice little tidbit that I enjoyed, because I really want to know more of what happened when he was a marker. I really want to know more about that. The rest of the episode, I mean, they just did more robberies and shit. That was the basic. You know, Yuri kind of went off the deep end. They kind of reeled him back in. And then when they finally go to leave the city, that's when Zakutu and Yuri decide to go with Gungampa. Zakutu is just going just because she's like, hey, you owe me this fucking money, like flat out. Like, I'm gonna make sure you pay it back. And Yuri's just like, big bro Gungampa, you know, and just starts kind of rolling with him now. Now, and then the last tidbit of this, you know, one little plug that midway, like towards the end, midway that this episode had, is it brings us back to the God of Wind from the previous episode real quickly, with some hooded figures who kind of like pick up like, you know, a little bit of like the sludge goo shit, whatever was going on over there from the previous episode. And they did say that, yeah, you know, that girl was here. That girl was here. We're referencing Memempa. So that was a nice little tease and a nice little plug for shit to come. As for 7, pretty much literally the whole episode was a fucking drunk fest. That's basically what it was. So Yuri, you know, being like the carefree character he is, picked up like these flowers, and they're very bad for you, and they you know, to just explain it easily for people, it basically makes you drunk, essentially. It really fucks with your head, fucks with your immune system, whatever. And I didn't realize that at first. Mimpo's the first one to kind of catch it. She kind of noticed she was kind of allergic to it, trashed the ones that she had, started wearing a mask, whatever. And then the rest of the episode, the other ones still had it, and like they're fucking plastered the entire episode. Memempo's basically having to take care of them. They're vomiting everywhere. They're literally repeating lines where I had to check, like, did my episode like rewind 10 seconds? Because like they just said these lines. It happened like 3 times. I thought they were stuck in a time loop for a second. But no, it was just they were so fucking shit-faced drunk, they had no idea. The only real takeaways from that episode was just, you know, throughout the episode, Memempo kept having nightmares of this place that she wants to go to that we saw in episode 1.
Yeah.
And every time she's having these nightmares, Gungampa's dying in front of her. You know, blood everywhere, blood's all over the flowers, and there's like a hooded figure with like these almost like gold eyes that kind of looks like the pendant that she carries. And she keeps having these nightmares over and over again where she's like adamant. She's like, I need to go to this place, because she's scared. She's just like, you know, I need to figure out. She kind of wants to go alone because she doesn't want Gungampa to die. You know, where she needs to go to this place. Gungampa and her kind of getting a little bit of a fight about it, where Gumpa's just like, you know, because they're all fucking hungover now once they kind of get the antidote for this shit. And they're just like, yo, we need to go to like the hospital first in a local colony. Like, can you calm down? They get in a little bit of a fight about it. And then the episode ends with that hooded figure from her nightmares. I'm assuming also the one from the previous episode, because you didn't see the figure's face or anything. That hooded figure is now there. It is up on a ridge overlooking their camp. Same sort of golden looking eyes and stuff. So
It's Golbat?
It is Golbat, yes. It's like a, you know, an underground version of Golbat of regional variant. That's what I'm looking for. Regional variant.
Well, I was going to go with Gold-Eyed Batman, but okay.
Golbat, yes. But, I mean, like I said, 6 was good. I enjoyed... There were aspects about 6 I really enjoyed. I enjoyed that opening. The opening was funny. I enjoyed the Ultra Instinct Memempa. I enjoyed the Gagamba backstory plug. And 7, I enjoyed the whole episode was fun. It was a fun episode, but the last, 10-ish minutes, that was pretty solid. So I'm looking forward to episode 8. I'm actually really looking forward to episode 8. Hopefully I'll get to watch it. I mean, no, that's right. We're on a break next week. Yeah, cool.
I mean, you'll get to watch it.
Yeah, I'll get to watch it before next episode. So we're good. 86, of course, was on a break. It was that commentary episode, which, Zach, you said was the voice actors for Frederica, Shin, and Raiden?
Yeah, them more or less doing commentary of when they were voicing over certain scenes or talking about scenes that they very much enjoyed and things like that.
Gotcha. Where do we want to go from here? I would say let's say Platinum. I'll save Platinum in for last. Zach didn't get to watch this week. How the tables have turned that I got to watch it. So I'll talk about Platinum. I'll say let's save that one for last. So do we want to hit Takt Op? Do we want to hit Dragon Quest?
Let's hit Takt Op.
Takt Op was it was fun. I mean, it wasn't like an over the top episode, but it was enjoyable. Takt Op Destiny episode 7 is what we're referring to. One of the interesting aspects about this episode was, seeing Destiny kind of evolve as a character a little bit more. That was a very
nice. And sort of seeing some of the hints of Cosette sort of leaking in through as well.
Yeah.
Sort of because Destiny doesn't feel like exactly like Cosette, but you could see a little bit of influence of original Cosette in there.
Yep. Kind of like an example being whenever Talk finally, Talk looks fucking exhausted all episode, and then he continuously just doing tapping, and annoying and whatever. And he finally tells him that he's trying to compose a song right now, which I do like the little tidbit of where he whispers it at first, and even the text was really fucking small. That was a nice touch to whoever put the subtitles up. But then even to follow up on your point here, Destiny was really wanting to hear it, which is something that Cosette would wanted to do once upon a time. So you're right. Seeing Cosette kind of leak through is pretty interesting, and it makes me think, where are we going to potentially go with that character?
And then also sort of seeing Talks, because this whole thing of him composing his own song is he also remembers his father's words of saying, when his father composed songs, he always thought about who he wanted to hear.
Yep.
And him made it seem like Talk was sort of having this sort of twist of he really wants Cosette to be the one to hear it, but Destiny's the one's here, so he's almost thinking, do I write it for Cosette or for Destiny?
Mm-hmm. And one thing that I've been wondering, and in this episode and what you said about Cosette kind of almost leaking out in a way, is I'm wondering if we're going to get to that point where it is a lot more like Cosette's personality, because I know we haven't been introduced to that many. Only 3 music cards I think is all we've been in. 4. Who was the 4th one?
4th one is the head maestros.
That's right.
We haven't got her name, but she's at least been around. She's been in several shots, as well as this episode. She actually was in a full scene.
Okay, that's right. Well, I can't remember about her, if she even talked or anything.
No.
Okay, then I'm going to take her out of the equation here.
Okay.
The other 3 have very distinct personalities.
Yes.
They're very distinct personalities, and they are very almost vibrant and alive personalities. While this entire time, Destiny has felt like a robot.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, is that how all music cards kind of go? They've already kind of established that Destiny seems very different. So I'm just wondering, is Destiny going to kind of develop is she going to actually develop a personality is what I'm getting to.
It seems like it.
Yes, that's kind of how I feel like we're going based on how this episode went. Because, with her with Cosette kind of coming out in terms of, wanting to be very interested in Talk's song that he's composing, we also get to see, after, which I love the bit where he's trying to write and his arm just disappears and he falls back. He's like, what the fuck?
It's like, what the hell?
So, and then he's just like, I'm assuming you went to go, fight some D2s. And she's like, yes, they scurried back into the mountains, and Talk's like, so that means you didn't beat them. That was fun. And then, that's when Destiny says, oh, I have very important plans. And you see the important plans later of her basically bringing stuff for people of this city, whatever.
Yeah.
So that personality is coming out. And then with the end of the episode being with that one dickhead, what's his name? I can't remember.
I don't know. I just know he's the commander of the armies in his music art. I forget what hell, but he said her true name or some crap like that.
I don't remember what he said for a true name. I know he said her true ability.
Yeah, which is a tuning fork.
Yeah, which can pull in D2s.
Yeah, which was a nice little touch.
Yeah, and that was a moment where you get to see more of Destiny's kind of personality develop, because he said, it's like, yeah, this city's probably going to get annihilated, and you see Destiny kind of remember the people at the park and shit, and, you know, see her kind of get mad.
You know, his character flip was very obvious when at the beginning of the episode when, I can't remember the head conductor's name at the moment. It's like Sagan or something. And him telling him, don't mess with him.
Yep.
And the guy immediately having a mental breakdown of, why?
Yeah, it's just like, oh, he's more important. And the head conductor flat out says, yeah, I mean, he's going to be kind of more important than you.
He's like, he straight up says, yeah, no, he's going to be more than you.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, he's going to be able to do more than you. He's just special. You're not, basically. And I'm like, God damn.
And which I can only assume a special bit is that he's going to have multiple muse arcs, because nobody else apparently has more than one. And it's been very obviously said, Hell going, she doesn't have a conductor.
Yeah.
You should force her.
She's very sweet.
Freaking Hell.
Hell's a fucking psychopath, man. I will say Takt Op episode 8, I'm very excited to watch.
Yes, most definitely.
Because that ending was set up to be pretty dope. And, you know, because in this episode, we also got to see my boy Lenny. I love Lenny. We got to see him and
for a moment.
Yeah, him and Titan. And they, you know, very serious moment out of Lenny where it's just like, you know, okay, you know, got off the phone, whatever. All right, we need to go here. And then she points out, isn't that where near Takt Op, you know, and they are. And then, so Lenny's on the way.
Yeah, Lenny's on his way.
Which I'm pumped for. I am pumped for. I'm pumped for some more Lenny action, man. Lenny's cool. I like Lenny.
I still don't know if Lenny's actually gay or if that's just his character.
I know. I don't know.
I mean, if he is, awesome.
Yeah,
he's a great
cool.
character.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
But at the same time, it hasn't outright said it. It's just sort of hinted at it.
Very heavily hinted. Which, hey, man, shout out. That'd be really cool. I'm down for that. Let's get it. So you want to move over to Dragon Quest?
I mean, sure, we can have this shit show.
Yeah, you told me you had a beef with it, so this is gonna be fun. So
it was literally what I was expecting. It was King Vern literally smacking the entire crew around. And the episode starts in the dumbest way possible. It literally starts with King Vern more or less going through his little speech again of he's going to reward them with fighting by himself, and then he's just like, beforehand, let me give that one behind you a proper burial, pointing at Bottom's body, and he summons a little spark flame and sends it forth to Bottom. And for some reason, the entire group, no one thinks, I probably should stop that flame. They literally let it flow right past all of them onto Bottom's body, where it catches on fire in front of it, turning his entire body to ash. And the entire time I was like, why would any of you think he was going to do something good? He is literally the villain. Why would any of you think it was okay to let his spell just walk right past you? My God, people. So naturally, he burned Bottom's body and died after having his newfound discovery of, yes, that was my father, goes into a rage and goes to attack Varn and literally gets one punched and is literally out for the rest of the episode. So yeah, no, it then proceeds to be King Vern literally just messing with everyone, wrecking their shit. He one-shots Crocodile. Crocodile gets messed up. I'm still pissed about the whole Crocodile picture thing. Because he's straight up in the main fight, fighting the big bad, but he still can't get a cover on the friggin' image art. Yet the princess...
Disrespected.
The damn heel princess who's literally was in one fight scene and is for the rest of the time just doing semantics is on the freaking cover. Hyunko gets trashed. Pop's big spell gets blocked. Ma'am hurts Varn, and Varn tricks her into believing that she can possibly kill him, only to lure her into a trap of insta-regen, almost taking her head off, if not for Pop. So yeah, literally it's just the entire episode of them being thrown around. And then right there at the end, King Vern reveals his whole backstory of the reason why he's doing this. Because he's the king, he's the god of the underworld and crap like that. And you want to know what his whole reasoning is? You want to know?
I feel like it's going to be pretty good. Hit me with it.
Because the underworld doesn't have the sun. So he's going to destroy the surface world to completely eradicate the surface world so he can bring the sun to the underworld.
Okay.
They said that, and he said that about the whole sun thing, and it's something or another to the other gods, and I went, this is fucking stupid. He's literally doing this for freaking sunlight. And the absurdity continues because this demoralizes the rest of Dai's group at the absurdity of this guy going through all the trouble for freaking sunlight. And you know what Dai does? Dai finally wakes up at this episode at like 20 minutes in and goes, no.
At 20 minutes in. So he's got 3 minutes left of the episode. Okay.
Yes, he uses the power of denial. He has no backing. He just goes, no, Varn. No matter what, I will always deny you. I will not give you the sun. I will fight you. I'm just like, what? You're powering up because of just saying no? Are you a wrestler now? So then he proceeds to fight Varn again, finally coming back conscious and pulling his sword. And then the rest, like 2 minutes, is them playing baseball. Because it's literally Varn just throwing a bunch of spells at Dai and him literally batting him away with his sword. Just playing baseball for like 2 minutes. And then finally him throwing a big spell at Dai, and Dai managing to slash through it, take the hit, and cut Varn. Then it ends with him doing a big slash, making Varn's body sort of explode and burn. And I look at it and literally go, Varn's not dead. There's no reason for me to believe he is dead. And actually in the preview, he was back up and walking around. I was like,
of course.
What was the point? So I hate everyone's backstory now in this series.
I'm so glad I never stopped. I never kept watching this. I don't think I would have made it. I'm impressed. I mean, everyone that's listening to this, whether if you're listening on one of the multiple platforms they're on or listening on YouTube, like just show this man some love for the torture that he puts himself through for this show.
And the fact of the matter that there's people that really like this story and series.
That baffles me. And it sounds really not great.
I'm just like, fucking sunlight? You could have done anything better. I don't even care if it was the trouble world domination, but sunlight?
It'd be dark down there, dog.
Fucking hell.
All right, so I guess I can safely assume that was not your favorite episode of the week.
I mean,
go ahead and take that one out of the contention here in a minute.
I mean, it could be my favorite episode and just fact of me yelling, "What is wrong with you?"
Oh man! Hey, at least you finally got a new opening though.
Hey, that opening's actually very good.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, at least it's got something going on for it. Platinum in episode 7. Like I said, kind of funny that the tables have turned this week. This time I'm up to date on it, and Zach didn't get to watch because of work stuff. This is a very good episode. So picking up from the last where there was the big explosion and what's that dude's name?
Sure.
All right, sure. The guy whose angel is Barrett. I don't remember his name though.
Neither do I.
But obviously he's not dead. He managed to get out of it. Whatever. That girl is gone.
No, she is completely gone.
She's dead. She's dead.
As far as I'm concerned, that bomb was inside her.
Yeah, she is 100% dead. 100% dead. So once Mirai comes over and helps him out, whatever, he's here. Metropoliman showed up, as naturally expected. They're all kind of up in the air. Metropoliman's got his water arrow out. Ready to murder someone. Mr. Sure pulled a 500 IQ play and basically called out to, because both Mirai and his angel are both there, Nais and Barrett, and he did a 500 IQ play to have Nais. He called out to Nais about something, and then because Metropoliman and his angel showed up, and he told his angel to watch his back, and then after that, this guy's just like, calls out to Nais about something, and then he says to Nais, watch my back. So she's behind him, and then Mirai kind of caught on, I guess, or I think it was, I don't remember if it was Mirai or Mr. Sure said it. Barrett's now behind Mirai, so to impersonate the different characters here,
making them think they have different sets.
Yes, exactly. So Metropoliman thinks Mr. Sure is the one with that has the special rank. That was the whole goal.
And the white arrow.
Bingo. Meanwhile, Mirai still got his red arrow out this entire time. So, he's kind of trying to reason with Metropoliman a little bit. Metropoliman's just like, Like, if one of you two make a move, he pulls out a little device out of his fucking mechanical sleeve. He's just like, I'll hit these buttons and I'll fucking blow up a building. I mean, I don't fucking care. And then, it's unsure if he's telling the truth. Ayas, who says, she can tell when people's lying or not. She said that he's bluffing, and then the special rank of Metropolitan is just like, well, her ability only works if she can see someone's face. So we don't know if he's bluffing. He could be. Then again, he could have an actual bomb. Who knows? So then, Mr. Sure, which I'm loving that we're calling him that because I'm stone cold forgetting this dude's name. Kind of looks like that one dude. He kind of looks like that one character from Bleach. Chad, is that his name? Kind of looks like him in a way.
What, Sato?
Sure.
Well, Chad is the nickname Ichigo calls him.
Then yes.
Okay.
I'm not a Bleach guy, so I don't know. Anyway, so he kind of set up a deal where Mr. Metropolitan's about to press the button, about to presumably blow up a building. And Mr. Sure's just like, hold on, all right, it's like he could be bluffing, but he could not be. So he basically says, I will let you kill me. Hey, that's one less God candidate, right? You can kill me. Go ahead and get over with. Yeah, I don't care. So he's basically sacrificing.
This cancer guy has a actual death wish.
He does, yes. Metropolitan kind of takes a moment to decide, do I want to kill you? Do I want to kill you? And he's just like, no, I kind of want to kill you, talking about Mr. Sure here. And then, he does fire the arrow, and then here comes Mirai. He basically has a panic attack, and Mirai's full-blown panic attack, crying and everything. But even though that's the case, he still is like panic attack, like action mode. Because he comes in super speed Sonic mode and blocks the white arrow, which then Barrett, who's the angel of wisdom, she's just like, I didn't even know you could do that. She's like, I know those arrows can be used in a lot of ways, but I didn't know you could do it that way. It's like, that's news to me. And even Nice is like, oh, you didn't know that? It's like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. So, he does it again. He fires again. Mirai blocks it again. And then Metropolitan's like, all right, you're kind of annoying. I kind of want you to die now. So he starts firing arrows. Mirai is managed to block them. He's never firing his red arrow, but he's just like full blown, just blocking everything. You got the white arrow is like a fucking bee flying around Mirai. And still manages nope, hits it at the right time, blocks it. And then they basically get into a sword fight with the arrows. Then there's a good couple minutes of some really, really top tier action of Mirai versus Metropolitan. This whole time, Mirai's full-blown panic attack right now, crying and everything, but he's still fucking putting on a massive fight, flying at super high speeds, basically having a massive sword fight with Metropolitan. While this whole fight is going on, Mr. Sure gets behind Metropolitan and just starts gunning him down with pistols, which again is bulletproof armor, but hey, he at least broke his helmet. He did that. He broke his helmet. So right when Mirai is going to hit him with a red arrow, Mirai actually see Metropolitan's face just very briefly, and it caused Mirai to kind of freeze up because again, he doesn't want to kill anyone. Yeah. He doesn't want to hurt anyone, and that was enough of a hesitation for Metropolitan. He actually ran away. He actually full blown. He escaped. He's not there anymore. He didn't fly around to go fight back. No, he left. Full blown left. And then once the episode kind of comes to close and they then get out of there, it just goes back to the fact of Mirai just explains that he froze up, that he really just doesn't want to hurt anyone and stuff. And I got to say, even at this point in the series, episode 7, while this episode was awesome, the action was really fun to watch between Metropolitan and Mirai flying at super high speeds, having an arrow sword fight basically. I can't get behind Mirai. As a pro tag, I just can't. He's just so lackluster to me. I mean, you keep forgetting his name.
Yeah, no, I do.
And honestly, from some other people that I follow who have not read the manga and this is their first time experiencing Platinum Men, they kind of all feel the same way, where it's just like Mirai just feels like a very lackluster character. Like the story is great, other characters are fine, but Mirai, our pro tag, is just kind of.
Well, the thing that sort of is a turn off from Mirai's character, but it was also really unique, is that he's a extreme pacifist.
Yep.
To we have a character who literally breaks down and would let someone who truly cares about die because he cannot bring himself to kill another person.
Yep.
So, I mean, he's a super passive character, and he's not the one taking action at all. He's just following along everyone else's actions.
Right. No, and that's totally true. And I have no idea how much, if that will, if it'll develop where he actually kind of steps up more, as the rest of the series. I would assume so. But as of right now, I can't get behind the character. I just can't. I mean, the episode was cool as shit. it was really cool. Very, very fun watch. If that's the sort of high-speed action we're going to get between Metropoliman and Mirai, hey, I'm here for it. That looked like a lot of fun, to sit back and watch. But I don't know. It was a good episode, though. It's just I just can't get behind Mirai. Like that, at least not yet. If he changes, cool. But as of right now, I mean, I know he's kind of an asshole, obviously, but I'm more interested in Metropoliman at this point. A lot more. He's at least while he's a dick, at least he's an interesting character. He's
a siscon.
He's at least an interesting character. Once again, his assholeness definitely comes out in this episode at the end because he is being checked out by a doctor that he read arrowed. And, after getting shot multiple times, even though it was bulletproof armor, his helmet would get knocked off. He did get kind of roughed up just a smidge, so he's getting checked out. He then kills the doctor with a white arrow, just so there's no, I guess, evidence left behind or something. I don't know. And then he even then talked about how his, what he was saying about how he doesn't want large numbers of people to die, just the right amount of people to die to get him to be a god candidate, like sacrifice is necessary sort of thing. Like he wants to kill the god candidates, and maybe if other people's got to die along the way, so be it. But originally he was kind of saying to Mirai and Mr. Sure that he was going to keep it a minimum. He basically threw that out the window at the end of that episode because of how much Mirai just irritated the piss out of him.
Alrighty.
So there was a couple other little tidbits with Metropoliman where it kind of, showed where his mindset is and things, because as Mirai is basically calling out Metropoliman for being a psychopath, he's like, have you ever lost anyone? Have you ever lost anyone that you loved? Do you know what that fucking feels like and stuff? And Metropoliman is the stone cold, I do. I have lost the person that, that I care for the most, whatever. And then, Mirai then pointed out one obvious fact. He's just like, hey, we don't know if you kill all the god candidates, that's going to make you the actual god, he pointed that fact out, and even one of the angels is like, yeah, we don't know. If he kills all the god candidates, he might not become god. We don't know. We'll see. And even Metropoliman's like, yeah, I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that I could kill all the god candidates, and I might not be the next god. But hey, that's my logic. It's my best chance to get there, so we'll see if it works. That's his mindset basically on this.
What's still a really weird thing is just the fact that, as far as I'm aware, all the god candidates were also people who were willing to commit suicide.
Yep.
So you think we'll ever get a reveal of what actually happened to his sister, which led him to almost kill himself?
I feel like we will. It's just a matter of when. Because since he is like our main polarizing antagonist, I definitely think we'll get to see more on his backstory for how his angel came to be, and I think we'll also get to see why and how his angel became a special rank, because I don't know if I read this, spoiling a couple small things about myself, or if this was said in these 7 episodes so far. I feel like it was said where his angel apparently just jumped up to special rank and no one knows how.
Yeah, no, they said it.
Okay.
Whenever they first met Mr. Sure, because Saki's angel mentions that, that his angel went from no rank to special.
Yeah. So we'll get to explore on that and Metropoliman's backstory, which I am looking forward to seeing. While he's a complete psychopath and he's a complete asshole, at least he's one of the most interesting characters in this series. He's got that going for him. What was your favorite episode of the week that you watched?
Log Horizon.
Okay, fair. If we're going to go outside what we're watching...
I've been watching all 3 seasons of Log Horizon the last couple weeks, so I've been really enjoying that.
I don't know. Does Arcane episode 6 count?
Yeah, probably.
Then I'd say Arcane episode 6.
It's anime.
Yeah, I enjoyed that quite a bit. I also enjoyed the last episode of Komi Can't Communicate. But if we're talking about just the stuff that we review here on the show, probably just Platinum Man. That action was really good. While Mirai annoys me, everything else about it was great. All right, let's hop over to manga. So we did have that new series get introduced to Shonen Jump, Ayashimon. Did you read the first chapter?
Yes.
It's fucking great. I love that first chapter. I love that first chapter.
I wanted to be a manga hero, so I did their training.
Yep.
And I am now a manga character. And I'm just like, my God, it's Saitama again.
It is. It's basically Saitama with this character. You get some little plugs of Goku. I think it was Jotaro. And who was the other one that it showed? It was a throwback one.
Yeah, it was a big throwback.
Here,
I recognize the character, but I never read the manga itself.
Yeah, I'll pull it up real quick see what character it was. But no, I mean, dude, I was glued. Like in the first few pages, I was hooked for the rest of the chapter.
It was good.
This series, of course, is by, as we mentioned before, is from the Hell's Paradise creator, and I believe it was one of Fujimoto's assistants.
Yes.
Once upon a time, which I do want to plug one little thing about this series, and I feel like this is going to be a nice little plug for people that really enjoyed this first chapter read. I feel like the vibe that I'm getting is that this series is going to be it's one of those things where it's going to be too big to fail. It's getting way too much of a push, more than I've seen. The amount of push this is getting rivals Elusive Samurai push.
Oh, easily.
Like Fujimoto already came out and drew his own in his art of the characters as a little like, hey, this is my assistant's work. Jump is already pushing this massively. Like the Twitter account was already created and already got a lot of followers before the first chapter. Now, granted, people are a big fan of Hell's Paradise from Jump Plus. It's getting into anime soon, whatever. But I don't know, man. I'm getting the vibe that this one's it's going to be almost too big to fail, in my opinion.
I mean, it's going to be hard because, everything we got in this first chapter, all the characters were very enjoyable. His new lady boss, him, even the villains or the antagonists he fought, and just his whole thing of whenever they punched him going, yes, this is what I always wanted.
Ultimate Muscle.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it was Goku, Ultimate Muscle, and Jotaro's who was like, I wanted to be just like them.
Yeah.
I saw Ultimate Muscle. I'm like, man, talk about a throwback on that one.
And just all her realization of, wait, you're human?
Yep.
What?
Yeah, like even this next panel, he's just like, I've learned my lesson. For a normal person making a normal life, strength isn't necessary. A manga is just a manga. And then it, kind of follows up with what Zach said, where he gets punched by all these other, Ayashimon, whatever. He's just like, his face kind of like glows up. He's like, oh boy.
And all of them are very confused.
Yeah.
It's almost at the level of freaking, our Samurai Kid.
Yeah, yeah.
As soon as he goes to escape, he becomes a freak.
Yeah, he becomes a fucking psycho, dude. Oh man, I mean, it was a really great read, man, because like, you get to like see him just kind of like just get so excited to the point I just saw one of the panels where he's just like, stop, don't get my hopes up any higher.
That was a great moment. After he got punched into the vehicle and they're having all this dialogue and just him just getting up, he's like, don't get my hopes up, and all of them were very confused.
Yeah, I read this page here. This is like after he got hit. This kid is literally holding a car. He said, I'm just a plain old normal human kid who's starved for a good old fashioned fight. I read that. I'm like, oh, Zach's gonna like that. All right. So when it comes to the Ayashimon, how did you? What are the Ayashimon exactly? I'm trying to actually find how they described it.
I mean, I don't think it ever did, but from what I'm getting, they're more or less like yokai.
Okay, yeah, that was it. Is basically kind of like yokai. That's how it was described leading up to the release. Our main female character, which is named, if I can see it on here somewhere, I can tell you. But she's like the boss of like a family or something, or a gang, or a gang, I think it is. She's
saying she's the head of a family, but it seems to be literally just her at this point. The movie may get into just other characters, but
yeah, because like even here she makes a little plug. She's like, to other Ayashimon that showed up, the ones that started beating on our pro tag here. She's like, if you're truly Yakuza, then show me some guts that will put me in my place, and just stuff like that. So like when it comes to this series, it seems like it's just going to be like a huge it's going to be a good beat 'em up series. It's going to be a good beat 'em up with like a lot of dope ass action. But I will say that last page was 10 out of 10. That last page was absolutely 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that last page was absolutely.
Everyone settles beefs with duels.
Yeah. Yeah, because he that's what she was sitting there saying to our pro tag, and he's just like, can you repeat that? And she's like, what did I say? And he's like, the stuff about beefs. And she's like, oh yeah, they're all set up with one-on-one ritual duels. And he's beat up right now, and he's like this like weird smile where he's like super excited. And then it's like like one after another, they just keep talking to. He's like all beefs, and she's like, are settled by ritual duels. He's like all beefs. She's like all beefs are settled by duels. Are settled by duels. All beefs. Quit repeating yourself. Are you a toddler? And he's like cheering. He's like, all beefs are settled by duels. And she's like, you're like a kid on Christmas. No, I mean, I will say, like, while while I personally, I feel like all of us did, not even us here on the show, but everyone in the industry, really, as fans, all really enjoyed, Red Hood Chapter 1. That was the last Chapter 1 that really kind of blew a lot of people away. And I would say a lot, that was a general, reception across the board. This, by far, blows that away by a landslide. Easily. Like, the last time I read a Chapter 1 that was this good, bro, I can't remember. It's been a hot minute since I read a Chapter 1 of a new Shonen Jump series that was this damn good. I mean, can you think of one? Besides, Red Hood, which was generally received pretty well. Like, can you think of another one where it was a Chapter 1 and it blew you away like this?
Sakamoto.
Yeah, probably Sakamoto for you. You were hooked on Sakamoto immediately. Shout out to Zach for discovering Sakamoto.
Sakamoto is great.
That last chapter.
Kaiju's first chapter was pretty good, too.
That is true. Kaiju was good. I know it wasn't the first chapter for us. Obviously it came out later for us, but I felt that way towards Dan. But even still, we're talking brand new, fresh off the street, new for everybody. I mean, this is easily the best first chapter I've read for something in a long time.
I mean, the weakest one that's from a series that survived would be Elusive Samurai, but I'm the one who went. I mean, they're setting up. I mean, I'm sure it's going to get better, and which it did. It's great. Our hero's a freak.
Our hero is a fucking freak,
and he's 11.
No, I would very highly recommend everyone go check out Ayashimon. I mean, you can read the first 3 chapters for free on the Shonen Jump app, so definitely go give it a read. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to continue to go. Hopefully, we'll get to see maybe some more more of the Ayashimon introduced, like from the gang that she's like in charge of and from and everything. Our pro tag, but no, phenomenal. Really love this.
It was great.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and jump into our chapter ratings and polish off the show here. One Piece 1032.
I don't know.
Did One Piece 1032 come out, or did
I don't think it did. I don't remember seeing a One Piece chapter.
Did I fuck up on that? It wouldn't surprise me. I've done that before. Let me search One Piece real quick. Let's see. One Piece. No, that did not come out. My fault.
I didn't think it did.
Yeah, it's on a break. All right. My Hero Academia at 333.
I'll give it an 8.
I will give it a 9. I really liked Star's cheeky plan there to let her get her thing taken because, of what she did.
I mean, but I'm in agreement in the comments. What the fuck?
Yeah, basically. What about Black Clover 313? I'll give this one actually an 8. It was heartwarming.
It was a yummy porn episode.
Yeah.
Like, literally, that's what it was.
Hey, at least the title was accurate. I read the title and I'm like, oh no, don't do this.
I honestly didn't see the title this time.
Captain of the Black Bulls.
Okay.
I saw that. I'm like, don't do this to us again.
I mean, I'll give it an 8. It was a good feel-good chapter for Yami, so.
Dr. Stone 218.
Bullshit!
0. I read that one today on one of my breaks, and I literally... Like, within the first 2 pages, I'm like, this is already a 0, and I don't even want to finish reading it, but I guess I will. Maybe it'll get a little bit better. And I kept reading, I'm like, no, this just got fucking worse.
It didn't get any better.
Like, seriously, look, okay, it is, like, we know it's entering its final arc. That's already confirmed. But oh my God. I pray and hope that they just really want to knock out all this shit as quickly as possible, and I hope all the Y-Man stuff is fucking dope. I feel like it will be. That's my guess, is that I feel like the Y-Man stuff will be really top-tier content like we just came out of, and I'm hoping they just want to get to it as soon as possible. But oh my God, dude, how much this series is being rushed. Like...
Yeah, no, we've had a month and a half of just gigantic time skips that they haven't even actually fully addressed.
Yeah.
Like, there's been tons of time that's passed.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking years.
Yes, literal years. And it's just dumb, dude. Like, end of last episode, it's like, we're going to get the internet. And then in this episode, we got the internet. I'm like, that's fucking stupid. Because, like, see, the charm about Dr. Stone, like, the early, like, first season, even the second season, the early chapters and everything, and even some of the chapters after that takes place after season 2, the charm for Dr. Stone is it's interesting. It's fascinating. That charm is long gone.
Yeah, no, it's gone.
That is long gone. The days of where you really get to see these characters like struggle and kind of figure things out, and it makes those accomplishments of gaining like the wheel that they got so much more, like just more. What's the word I'm looking for? Just like, oh yeah, we did it. God.
Accomplished?
Yes, thank you. Like, just the feeling of accomplishment. It just felt so much better. in the early days of Dr. Stone. Now, like I said, you get internet in one chapter. That's bullshit. Like, I mean, a lot of the stuff they do across the series is bullshit. But again, at least in the early stages, it's like it's a lot of buildup. You know, it's very slow pace, which was kind of boring at times. Reading, it's not bad. Watching is much better than reading this, in my opinion. But it was still at least fascinating, interesting. That charm is so long gone. Yep, 0. Dr. Stone 218, big fat 0. JJK 165.
I'll give it an 8. I actually very much enjoyed this. And Itadori.
I'm going to ride with you on that. I'm going to give it an 8. Mission Core Family, 106. Did that come out? Yes, it did. Okay.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that one. The one thing before we jump off JJK there, I did freaking enjoy that last scene with Itadori.
I did too. Yeah, I did too. Hey, at least she's honest.
Yeah.
Mission Core Family, I will give it an 8. Undead Unluck, chapter 87. I will give that one a 7. What about Mashal 85?
Was this the pool episode?
Yes, I think so.
Because I'm honestly trying to remember. If it's what I think it is, I would give it an 8.
Let me do a quick fact check for you.
No, I remember which one this was. This was the stupid gravity ball.
Yeah, this was the ball.
I'll give it a 9 because that was actually fairly entertaining.
I'm going to ride with you. I'm going to go with a 9 on that one. Sakamoto 47, 9.
Yeah, I give it a 9.
That was such a good chapter. Such a good chapter, dude. I was reading that and I was just smiling like ear to ear. I'm like, yo, this is so fucking dope.
Now, while he's distracted, I'll quickly go slim. Why am I not slimming down?
What about Elusive Samurai chapter 40?
I'll give it a 7. I mean, it's interesting and the characters are sort of troll. But I mean, not a whole lot's going on right now. I mean, well, things are going on, but it's all set up right now.
What? I'll give it a 7 as well. What about Blue Box 29?
I give it a 9. That was sort of rough.
9. Ayashimon chapter 1. I'll give that one a 9, honestly.
I'll give it a 9. It was really good.
Loved it. My Hero Vigilantes 112. I'll give this one a 7.
Knuckle Duster,
my boy. Dragon Ball Super 78. I will give this one an 8.
Really?
Yeah, I'll give this one an 8.
That's the highest score I've seen you give Dragon Ball Super in a while.
And the reason why is because even though like we as like Vegeta fans are really wanting that win, just sometime please, just give it to us. At the same time, you got to think what one win is his character development. Because in this chapter, you know, we get this character Gas. Yes, his name's just Gas, flat out. You know, he's kind of like the antagonist here. He got super powered up, whatever, thanks to, you know, that, whatever that Shinron is. You know, it looks like a weird fucking fish dragon. I don't know. He got super powered up thanks to that. Granola's getting fucking knocked around. Goku's attempting to be healed by the Namekian, but the Namekian can't really heal him too well. Goku's like, I'll give it my best shot. You know, tries to fight him a little bit, you know, and Goku, before he started to fight, Goku's like, hey, Vegeta, don't you have another sensu? He's just like, oh, yeah, but it's in my armor that I threw off a while back. And Vegeta's just like, God damn it, Vegeta, we'll go get it. And, you know, and Goku already, you know, told Vegeta, here, take the sensu. And Vegeta's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I mean, Goku's like, yeah, I took the first one, so it's only fair. You take the second one. So Vegeta gets the sensu. And when he comes back, instead of taking the sensu so he can come in and maybe try to fight, which naturally Vegeta normally would, right? No, he actually gives it to Granola. And he basically tells Granola, hey, this is your chance to fuck this dude up and get some redemption because he fucking played with you and played with your species. Like, so it's just nice character development, you know, that, you know, a character development that's already been established for a while now, but it's still just getting to see it. It's just always nice.
Now all I see is Vegeta slag him on the shoulder. Give him the fiber.
Basically. Basically. So I'd give it an 8. Boruto 64. Man. I'm feeling a little uneasy. This chapter was delivering a lot of scary plugs here. I'm gonna give the chapter probably an 8, but throughout this chapter, you know, Boruto, he went after Kawaki. He's at where Kawaki and this other character Code's at. The end of last chapter, Boruto kind of turns halfway into Momoshiki as we've seen before. And naturally, when the chapter ended, they thought it was Momoshiki coming out again. No, it's actually Boruto. Boruto is in control somehow, and he's using Momoshiki's powers. So he starts fighting Code, whatever. Meanwhile, Naruto, with a bunch of clones and using Sage, he's loading up Sage mode. You know, Ino's trying to, you know, find some chakra. You know, Kawaki, they can't find anyone's chakra. They finally are able to locate Boruto's chakra after he goes Momoshiki mode. And once that happens, you know, Naruto's getting ready to go. And like for these couple of pages, it's like it delivered such a feeling of dread almost, because everyone's acknowledged that Naruto's a lot weaker, but Naruto's about to go off into this fight. Shikamaru comes in, and Naruto says something like, don't try to stop me. And Shikamaru is just like, I'm not going to try to stop you, but I'm at least going with you. It's like, at least be thankful that I'm not stopping you. But you and I both damn well know that you are not near as strong as you were without Kurama. And it even brought the same sort of dread when Hinata came out, and she's just like, Naruto, let me go with you. And Naruto's like, what? Are you crazy? No way. What if something happens? What would happen to, their daughter or whatever? It's like, you got to stay behind. And then, even their daughter's just like, Dad, is everything going to be okay? Are you going to come back and bring Boruto home? And then
Naruto's dead, guys.
Man,
that's way too many death flags.
Dude, it is. And then, Naruto has like a quick little moment of pause. And then you see the Sage Mo's odds come on. He's just like, of course, you forgetting who your dad is? And then they get ready to go. And, Shikamaru asks, is like, Naruto, how long can you keep up Sage Mode? I know it takes quite a toll. And Naruto's just like, oh, I'll be fine. I can take it up for a while. Just call it, the power of age with wisdom. And Shikamaru scoffs like, yeah, age with wisdom, my ass. So they start going off, heading towards the battlefield. And Shikamaru's just like, don't go too crazy, Naruto. Like, I know you have Sage Mode. I know this is kind of an emotional moment for you because your son's out there fighting this guy, but don't go too crazy. And then we bring it back to the fight. And that was the last we see of Naruto for that chapter, and chapter ends. But man, that's a lot of death flags.
That's a lot of death flags. I mean, from my understanding, from what you said, we're aware that in the opening, it showed a sort of future where possibly Naruto and Sasuke are both dead.
Yep. That's from the get-go.
Naruto's dead, guys.
And
that's way too many death flags.
Yeah, and when Shikamaru and Naruto both going, Shikamaru's just like, Sasuke's off doing this right now, Sai is off doing this right now. So it's just, and then I love how he didn't bother to plug anyone else. I mean, Kiba's kind of fucking useless. Shino's kind of low tier.
I mean, what about Big Boy Choji?
I was just about to say, what about Choji? I don't know.
I mean, Choji has actually wrecked people before.
Yeah, he has. And I'm surprised Shikamaru didn't grab Choji since they're best buds.
Yeah.
But no, a lot of death flags, man. I'll give this chapter an 8, but man, I'm scared for next month. I'm scared for the coming months, man. I am. I'm very, very scared. Spy Family 56. I'll give this one an 8. Very hard.
It was very good chapter. It was wholesome.
Yeah,
I give it a 9.
Very, very wholesome.
I enjoyed the Yor and Lloyd.
Dan to Dan, chapter 32. I'd give this one probably an 8, actually. 8's good. Fire Force, 291. 7. I'll give this one a 7. Tokyo Revengers 231. Man, Kenshin. I feel empty. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Next chapter is going to be interesting.
That ending though.
Yeah, the ending was good. I give it an 8.
I give it an 8. Where was I? Eden Zero 167. He's right.
Jesse's an ass.
True.
Fuck that kid.
Yeah, fuck that ass hat, bro.
Overall, I'll give it an 8.
I'll give it an 8 as well. And I initially was very upset a couple weeks ago when you kind of told me what was going to potentially come. But now in like hindsight, now that I'm at where I'm at, I'm just like, I'm happy with it. I'm happy that Hiro finally stepped up and did something that he never bothered. He never really did in the original series.
Yeah.
In terms of Fairy Tail, that was always my beef. Well, okay, let me correct myself. My beef with Fairy Tail is not that it didn't happen. I can.
It's just that friendship always won.
It's friendship always won, and the amount of times it would tease that, this particular topic that I'm not going to reference for people that may not be reading Eden Zero. That certain thing, the amount of times it would tease that it's going to happen for a character, like 6 times for one character in particular, and never happens, that's what bugged me. Like, if we just go through a whole series and it just never gets, like, attempted or anything, I can live with that. It kind of sucks. I do like that in the series, but at least he finally did it. It just sucks.
Something.
It's painful, but it is what it is. To Your Eternity, 151.75. God, I'm fucking tired of these points. I'm fucking tired of these points, bro.
I'll give it a 6.
6 as well. 7 Early Sins, 4 Nights the Apocalypse, chapter 39. I give this one...
Bandai Namco.
Oh my God, no. I give this one a 7. Ranger Reject, chapter 29. Give that one a 7. Soul Leveling, 174.
I'll give it an 8.
Give that one an 8 as well. Weak Hero 164. I actually forgot to read this one. That's my fault. Oh, no. Zach's giving me a look.
I'm going to give it a 9.
Oh, that's depressing.
You would love this one because it was a hard setup.
Damn it. I love hard setups. All right. L-Seed 144. Uh-oh.
Did I ever mention that another powerful guy on the level of Caden showed up?
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, because he's healing Jai Woo, and his price to heal Jai Woo was Caden had to teach him how to become a cat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was finally revealed to that guy that the cat he chose to copy was neutered.
That's amazing.
And he had no idea, and Jai Woo and Caden didn't have the heart to tell him. And then Soonbei showed up and was like, "Oh, this one's neutered," and everyone just went. I give it an 8.
What was your favorite chapter of the week?
Spy Family.
Man, I'm actually going to give it to the newbie on the block. I'm going to give it to Ayashimon. I really enjoyed that first chapter.
It was a very good chapter.
Dude, it was fun. I really enjoyed that. So I'm going to give it to the newbie. You know, first chapter, already my favorite chapter of the week. Let's get it. But, yo, I got to say, across the board, this week it just had a lot of good chapters across the board.
This week was very solid.
Yeah, I mean, everything was really, really solid. I took a screenshot of that moment with Mikey, where it's like, Kenshin, I'm empty. I'm like, oh, man.
That hurt.
Dude. You know, because what kills me is that, like, we haven't actually had an actual reaction from Mikey yet, have we?
No, we have not.
So, now, with that, I also want to... Does he know?
Yeah, no, he's aware.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because I know a couple people kind of mentioned it in this area that we're in, but it's just like... I feel like we never got any sort of reaction out of Mikey. So I was like, does he even know yet?
Well, Mikey, there was a moment where it showed Mikey sort of after it happened that Mikey was just like, there's something wrong.
Yeah, that was the beginning of a chapter. He was up in a building. It was raining.
Yeah.
And Mikey's like, I have a bad feeling about tonight. So anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Like I mentioned earlier, we will be on a break next week. We're not going to be recording on Thanksgiving or anything. Hopefully everyone has a wonderful holiday. Hopefully you have a wonderful Black Friday shopping time if you're into some Black Friday shopping. Anime Plus will still continue as is, so that, no worries on that one. That will still coming out week after week unless something stupid happens. And once again, apologies for no video. This entire hour and 12-minute podcast we've been doing, the computer is literally on, and it has been black screen this entire time. Zach can move he's moving the mouse right now.
I mean, I can even open Task Manager, but it pretty much has nothing running as a program files.
And and for anyone that might be wondering, say, well, how the hell are they recording that? We record directly into the Rodecaster for the audio. That's how we do that. Just it makes it easier in my opinion. But anyway, do apologize for that. Trademark Sparky3 Tech Problems. If you want to help us not have these tech problems, you can like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Maybe check out the Patreon. But don't feel obligated. Just be a friend, tell a friend that you're listening, watching. We appreciate that. Zach, any last thoughts on anything that we talked about here today, or anything of the sorts that you want to shout out to the listeners?
No, nothing really I want to talk about or anything. I am sort of waiting for now Log Horizon Season 4 after it took years to get Season 3. But if you like the podcast and like what's going on, like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. If you've been watching this on YouTube and you have not yet, you can always hit that subscribe. It'll really help us out. And then if you want to know when we post stuff up, since we're inconsistent lately, you can hit that bell and it'll let you know whenever a video goes up, regardless if it's anime or not. But once it's up, that bell will let you know. And you can do that at youtube.com/Sparky3.
You really had to put up the inconsistent thing. Hey, we're not doing too bad. I mean, we're doing all right, I guess. Hey, at least we're putting up stuff every week. It's better than what it's been in the past.
Right.
So, hey, we're growing. That's what matters, man. We are growing, and that's really exciting. We do have a lot of exciting stuff coming out of Sparky 3 in the near future. But make sure to go check out the other podcasts, like Lighthearted Gamers, of course, because we have the Game Awards Watch-Along Extravaganza coming up here in a couple weeks. I'm really pumped for that. The co-streaming stuff should be coming out soon, so I'm ready to get that in my hands. Like I mentioned earlier, Terrible Football Show, where we have a potential third new co-host. That's gonna be really cool, man. Shane Marks, he's a cool dude. Twitch affiliate, make sure you go check him out at I Am Razor. And then talk about movies and stuff. Whenever a new episode of that will be posted up, I don't know when. We'll see. Depends on what we watch, I guess.
Probably in December.
Probably, unless I happen to go see Eternals. Maybe I might. You know what? Since I'm off this week for vacation, I might go see Eternals sometime like Tuesday morning.
Okay, have fun with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do that. That'll be fun. So may talk about Eternal soon. But anyway, again, apologies for no video. It is what it is. Life goes on. We still had I feel like a pretty good episode, which sucks, man. It sucks that we had no video because this is actually, I do feel like a pretty good episode.
Oh, well.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well. It is what it is, dude. Shit happens and we wipe, we move on. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. Hopefully you guys have an absolutely wonderful Thanksgiving with your family, friends, whomever. Again, if you're going to do any Black Friday shopping, stay safe out there. If you're going to go out in person, hopefully you get some awesome deals. And with that, see you next time, guys. We will be back on, what day was it?
December 7th.
Thank you, December 7th. See you guys.
Bye.